Hey everybody, parts are in and it's time to get back to work on the, I keep wanting to say curved tri-tail tuner, but no, it's the aged hardware build. Okay, so the first step is, this thing's all bright and shiny and chrome and stuff, and this is supposed to be the aged hardware build, so ferrochloric acid. This is the stuff that I used to age the original set of hardware for this build on with. And so, yeah, I still got about half a bottle left, and a third of a bottle, something like that. Plenty enough in order to do this thing. I just need a little trough or tray or something. And I'm not going to do the tuners because they're kind of vintage, and in general I don't want the acid to eat up the gears, so yeah, I need to find a bin or a trough. So this is what you get, and yeah, 3 screws for 1, 2, 3 I guess, and then this is a larger hole for strap button perhaps. But yeah, you pile it all together, and all I really need is something small to put all that in and hold the acid. And I'm thinking of Ziploc. This is plastic, that's plastic. With any luck, it won't eat through the plastic, so see what happens. Okay, took the foam off the bench just in case this thing leaks. See what's up here. This all-in frame. Where's middle? That's about middle. I remember using this stuff in high school. Used it to etch circuit boards in an electronics shop. Where's the end on the, there we go. That gonna be enough? Maybe a little more. Yeah, I actually would use some, and then once I was done with the parts, I would save. Yeah, look, it's gonna pretty much take all the rest. And it looks like it's not leaking. Or maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is. No fun. Or maybe that's just me. Let me see if I can find a better container. I think it might just be a pinhole in this Ziploc, but it was not brand new. And hopefully this should be good enough. Doesn't quite look as good though, actually. Maybe do it this way. Screws in there. Yeah, now my finger's going to be yellow. So we let that cook for about 15 minutes. Yeah, see, almost like keto would die. I don't know if this is actually a health hazard or not. I wouldn't recommend taking a bath in it though, you know. So let's see, while this is cooking, what sprigs of wisdom can I pass on? Oh, let's see. First of all, it's not that great a method. The results are not that spectacular. If you sand first, it's better. It works better on silver hardware than black or gold. you're going to have a silver plate, and then you're going to have a copper plate, because it's kind of like shellac and it sticks to everything. And then you're going to have a base metal underneath that. And ideally you could, you know, dip the stuff and get kind of aged and maybe a little copper, or just go all copper, but the copper is very thin, and so it's hard to achieve pure copper by this method. Sanding works better, but it's only really suitable for flat stuff like neck plates. You know, sanding this stuff to copper is nigh impossible. And that's about all the things I've ever figured out as far as like aging hardware and this stuff goes. Okay, it's been maybe 10 minutes and it's already looking pretty good. This sucker is like seriously copper, and I gotta rinse these off to see where they're at, but it looks like, yeah, whole chunks of plating coming off. So, yeah, very encouraging. That might be down to silver already. Let me get this stuff in water. The acid's still working as we speak. Okay, got a water bath right quick here. I'd say that's definitely looking aged. Yeah, see, the copper's already half gone on the front. I think I caught this one at just about the right time. Almost no chrome left on it. Yeah, the front turned out killer. So, yeah, I think we've got an aged tailpiece. Whichever way it goes. I don't remember offhand. But, yeah. I think we can call that a done deal. And I got 2 of the 3 screws. I don't know what happened. Oh, wait, there's a screw. Put that in the bath. I've always got more screws, so. Now I guess I should jar what's left of the acid. Okay, poured what's left back into the bottle here for next time. So, it's not all glory building guitars. I'll show you a little footage of the less glorious work. Now I have a yellow bench. And there's a yellow spot on the phone where the pause button is. Guess I'll have to clean the phone too. So the next step is the tuners. And these banjo tuners come in like a 2x2 set, and I got 3 of them, which gives me 6 lefts and 6 rights. So I can set it up as like 2 sets of 3x3, or I can set it up as a 6L and a 6R for doing, and there's enough tuners here to do 2 guitars. So the first thing I need to do is I need to take a look at this headstock and figure out if I want to do 6L, 6R, 3 of each, or what. Okay, here's our headstock. This thing is a 3x L, but it's already been cut away for weight reduction. So this is the minimalist headstock design that I favor. And you can do it in sorry, I said 3x L, it's a 6x L. Yeah, you can do it in a 6x L, or you can do it in a reverse headstock, a 6x R. Me personally, as a player, I prefer the 6x R. It's a different set of muscles you use when you're tuning a 6x R than when you're tuning a 6x L. 6x L, you're using these muscles up here. 6x R, you're using these muscles down here. And I feel that I have greater accuracy this way. And that's the reason why I prefer reverse headstocks. It's more ergonomic. But that's just here. That's, just something to make note of if you're going to do a build. Yeah, check out necks that go both ways and see what you think, or talk to a player. And talk to a player who's played both. That's a big thing. See, you got to realize that I'm into guitars, I'm into hot rods, and I'm also into cigars. And the guy who ran the cigar shop used to say, I'm not a cigar snob. And by the same token, because he called me that because I'd buy 50 cents a stick Perotis and I'd buy $110 a stick Davidoffs. And I enjoyed them both. They're both great smokes. But by the same token, I'm not a guitar snob. And so, I've played lefts, I've played rights, I've played acoustics, I've played 12s, I took the hard road. I was like, let's see, a very cheap hollow body with a Bigsby and, Gibson and tuning stability issues and all that. And yeah, a real piece of junk. And that's what I fought against to learn. And then there were some, throwaway acoustics along in there, including classicals and nylon strings and other extreme challenges. And then I go and I buy my first axe, and what do I get? Glutton for punishment. I get an acoustic 12 string. Granted, it was a Fender, it had a nice neck. But, it was all I could afford. I wanted the Fender 12, but yeah, it was 1100 used. Oh, metallic flake purple repaint finish. It was so cool. I got to play. I was playing some Hendrix. I forget what song I was playing. Might have been Purple Haze on that thing while I was waiting for him to put a pickup in my 12-string acoustic. But anyway, so I played all kinds of guitars, and that's very important when you're getting opinions, because, it's all fine and good to talk to somebody who's played for 3 years and has a fanboy love with company X, Y, or Z, or has, only been schooled on, I use an amp and I set my volume this way and my tone that way, and I got to have these pickups, and it's got to be a 59 Gibson and that kind of concept. And it's much better to get a wider range of opinions when it comes to design, because there's more than just the old school way, there's more than just the new school way of finding a tone. And there are basically two schools. The old school way is I'm picking an amp, a pickup, and tone and volume control settings, and I don't really use pedals. And I get Hendrix, or I get The Who, or I get, insert name of a band here, So, and insert name of song here, and, that kind of idea. No, this is the sound of George when he was playing this guitar on this song on this cut, you know, that they recorded at this studio on this date, that kind of stuff. That's for tone chasers. I'm not a tone chaser personally, but I'm definitely rambling now. What are we supposed to be doing? Figuring out some pickups here. I mean, tuners. Right, so back to what I was originally on before I went off on a tangent there. Left and right, forward and reverse headstocks. In order, because of the fact that you can do this minimalist thing to either a forward or a reverse headstock, that would say to me that the best thing to do is to set them up as 3x3s with 3 this way and 3 that way, and that way you've got a 3x3 that you can use on either a left or a right, a forward or a reverse. Because otherwise you buy like this, and that gets you either 2 3x3s or 6L and a right L. And if you end up with 2 6L necks, then yeah, that's not going to work, because then you've got tuners that won't work, or you got to put them upside down or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with putting in tuners upside down. Anybody tells you otherwise, you know, if the tuner doesn't work upside down, it's a junk tuner and you should throw it away and get a better brand. But, you know, if somebody tells you that a decent tuner is not going to work upside down, they're full of shit. That's some of the other filter carb that used to get me in trouble, so to speak, on projectguitar.com, because I'd come at it from an engineering point of view, and they just couldn't frickin' handle it. But yeah, now I'm getting pissed, so let me chill here. What are we doing? Okay, so yeah, I presented the case for 6L versus 6R versus 3x3, and yeah, 3x3 is more flexible. It'll work for either a left or a righty with a minimalist cutout, so that's the way to roll. You go 3 this way, and then you go 3 that way, unless you want to do the back and forth thing like on the Oriental. But the problem with the back and forth thing is that you don't have a whole lot of room at this number 2 or number 5 string, the second tuner on the row. The number 5 string. You don't have a whole lot of room. You got room, but you don't have a whole lot of room. Sorry, it's this one. Because you go, let me think. Yeah, this one goes out. This is a left. No, it's this one. This is a left, and it goes parallel with the nut. It doesn't go perpendicular to the headstock. So it goes this way, and then this one comes out here, and this one comes out here. And this one is a little on the tight side. So it's better to go 3 lefts and then 3 rights. And that gives you the flexibility of it'll fit a left or a right minimalist. And it doesn't give you the clearance issues of doing the lefty-righty thing of the Oriental setup. Okay, so I rated the parts bag for the fretless build, and I seem to have lucked out. On the fretless, it's a 6xL, and it hasn't been modified for minimalist, so it needs 6Ls. And I accidentally set it up for a 3x3. So here's a complete set of parts for 3x3, and all I was doing was saving them for the washers and the screws for that other build. So we got plenty of washers and screws right here, and we got 6 tuners ready to rock that don't need to have like the tabs trimmed off of them to make them that kind of a thing. So yeah, that's very cool. We've got tuners, we've got a tailpiece, we have everything we need. So, in general, I guess you might say that I like to build a guitar from the top end down. And so yeah, we're going to start with the tuners. So the first issue to be dealt with, well, second issue after cutting off the tabs. So the second issue to be dealt with in using these types of tuners is these holes are 10 millimeter typically, and these shafts are only about 6 millimeters. And the traditional way to deal with that would be to get a 10 millimeter dowel and cut it to the same thickness as the headstock, and insert it in there and glue it in with wood glue, and then wait for the glue to dry in camera, and then you would punch the center and re-drill it at 6 millimeters, the hole. And that would be the traditional way to repair this or do this modification. But there is another way to do it which is easier. It's not as strong, but it's strong enough. And that's really all that matters, right? So, and that solution is you take the washer and you glue it over the front, and you take the tuner and you glue it and you screw it to the back, and between all that, it makes the whole thing strong enough to hold the string no problem without having to plug and re-drill. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Okay, I think I got everything gathered up in order to do this. And I've been wanting to figure out a way in order to do like music in the background when I'm just like doing stuff and not talking. And I think I might have stumbled onto something that might work here that, you know, doesn't like violate copyright or anything. It's a sound demo from one of the other videos. So here we go. I don't even know if you can hear it, but first question is whether this is going to be too big and gloppy to just put on directly. And it might be. Yeah, it's too big and gloppy. I'm already making a mess. We'll switch over to toothpick. At some point, I'll have to jump away here for a second to play DJ. This isn't a very long sound demo. Look at that. There's glue all over the place. Oh, that's looking better. Yeah, see, you can't even hear the turtle string on this thing. It's guitar number 7. Issues with the pickup. I don't remember, I don't think it was an alignment issue. It was just not a really impressive pickup. It was an odd design of quad rail. It was basically 2 hot rails sharing a plate instead of 4 separate bobbins like a real quad rail. And yeah, not that impressive. If you see them online, don't buy them. Okay, cleaned up. Try again. I think it definitely needs a different pickup. Anyway. Yeah, I'm still kind of making a mess. There you go. See the way it's going around this top edge here? That's the way you want it to go. Just a little ring. Enough fiddling around. Okay, I just threw it on the drop. Oh, nice shot. We got just a little bit right there. Okay, I think we're clean. It's a clean machine. We're good to go. Drying camera time. That's right. This episode is brought to you by... No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Well, while that one dries, I can move on to the next one. But you've already seen one, so there's no need for me to film it. Use your imagination. I'll be back. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.